Yo,
Yo,
what is good? Chris and
what
Ethan
up?
back.
What up?
Yo, it's Friday. Um, every Friday's a great Friday. February 19th. Getting there
Oh yeah.
slowly to out of the winter time, which I'ma love.
I agree. Uh-huh.
Yo, shut up, Heath. You don't
As
know what it's
he
like
is
to
in
live
80
in
degree
snow.
weather.
Yeah, you don't know what it's like to be in snow. So because of that, we're gonna start with Chris giving a little bit of his story of the shit show in Dallas that happened this week with snow.
Yeah.
Yo, killing me with this.
So as most of you know, I moved to Dallas like a month ago. Not even a month ago. Yeah. I think this week is a month. So it's like, it's the South, you know what I'm saying? But we are still part of like North Texas. So we're about an hour away of like Oklahoma where it snows a lot, stuff like that. But in Dallas, from what I've heard, it usually snows and then goes away. Like it's like an inch, which for granted it snowed this week, but it was only like 2 inches. Like it wasn't a lot. But the thing that kind of killed this snow, well, let's backtrack a little bit. So it was like what, Sunday, Monday, it was like in the 20s, the teens, and like people were kind of like, what the fuck? Why is it so cold? It's usually not this cold in Dallas. Like usually it's like 30, 40, and then it snows for like half a day and then goes away real quick. But nah, like since Friday till Monday when it snowed, it had been in the 20s and then the teens. And even one day it dropped down to like 1 or 2. So as Northerners, if it's cold, it's gonna stick. So it stuck all right. So they projected like an inch or two, like it wasn't gonna be anything major. And come Monday, it's snowing all day. It just keeps going and going. And there's still snow outside now, and it's Friday because they're just not prepared for it. So we ended up losing electricity because most of the windmills and most of the natural gas and stuff, all those plants froze. So there was no way of getting any of those resources to the city. So we were like literally like 2 hours with energy, then it'd go away for like 12, get it for 2, lose it for 12. And we were like that till Wednesday. And, it was all right because thankfully when the energy did kick on, we were able to put on the heat real quick. But there's people out there that still don't have energy today, and today's Friday. So, yeah, a whole week without energy. And it's literally just because they never winterized any of their systems, which they told them to do like 10 years ago when this happened. And they just didn't want to spend the money on it. So, I mean, hopefully going forward.
Pipe froze and shit, right? And burst on people and stuff.
Yeah, and that was another thing. We had like in our little section of where I live here in Dallas, like there's like it's a good like I don't know, just looking at my apartment, I could see like 5 apartment complexes. So there's a lot of apartment complexes where I live. And literally one after the other, you would hear stories of pipe bursting. There was one down the street that we could see like water just coming out of the balcony, just like floods of water just coming out. And then like it's water, so it would freeze. Like you'd see icicles coming down. There was actually in my apartment, there was 2 apartments that ended up, pipes ended up bursting. And if you look in the back now, there's like icicles everywhere. And it is crazy. Like you would just never, this is stuff you'd never think of moving to Texas. Like you're like, this isn't going to happen. It's Texas.
Have you ever experienced that before? Or this is like the first time with blackout and snow and everything?
Yeah, because usually in the times when we lived in Jersey's built for that. Like, they usually when snow hits, the electricity doesn't go out. Like it goes out sometimes, obviously.
It's gotta be some crazy storm doors.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's got to be a nor'easter or like something big. But nah, like to this extent, like where it's days on end, nah. Like I don't even think in my apartment we lost electricity once. I don't even think so. And I've seen snow of 1 or 2 feet. So it really ain't nothing. But it's crazy. Like it's Friday, they still haven't plowed the streets. I'm looking right now at the streets, and it looks like it snowed yesterday. They haven't salted the streets. None of the sidewalks are salted. There's literally ice everywhere. I don't know how people haven't got into major car accidents here, like at least that I know of, because they're just not prepared. So it's been a crazy week. I'm glad that it's Friday. So I'm just looking forward to not working and just chilling and being able to do something other that doesn't relate to snow. So I don't want to see snow for a minute. Let's just get it there.
Yo, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I got a cousin out of St. Austin, like I was telling you, still waiting for his reply, but like I've heard in areas like San Antonio, Austin, they're still waiting on power because of how bad it got.
Yeah, and that's like another thing too. Those places that are more south, at least Dallas was kind of prepared for winter because we do get winter here. But like San Antonio, Austin, those places that are like in Houston that are like in the South, like that's South Texas. Like that should be hot all the time. No, like they were not prepared for that at all. They said that they're going to be out of electricity for like 2-3 weeks. So
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're trying to reestablish a lot of those energy plants down there. So
word, and the senator doing a great job of that, right?
Yeah, he was out in Cancun, bro. He said supposedly that he had planned this trip beforehand, that he wasn't. Oh, God, bro. You was trying to get out the cold. Don't play yourself. You telling me you just took a random February trip to Cancun?
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
If he leaves around Valentine's Day, all right, cool. Like, you might have that plan, but out of nowhere, shit hits the fan and you're just dipping out of nowhere. And apparently it's been planned. That's a little off to me.
Yeah. So, and I mean, it's kind of sad for like all the people, at least now, and talking in just to bring in like some other stuff into it, like the COVID stuff. So here in Dallas, they've been like really been pushing like the vaccine, and like they have these massive, like just like I'm sure anywhere else, like they got these massive distribution centers.
Yeah.
And I was hearing on the news, there's people that like close to like a couple 100,000, like 80 to 90,000 people between that span that were going to get vaccinated now have to reschedule and wait a whole nother like month to redo this.
Damn.
So, I mean, the weather does mess things like that up. I mean, those are things you don't even think about. So it's crazy, the situation down here. Hopefully it improves. Between the next week, we are going to warm up. So all that shit's in the past.
Hopefully, you don't see no crazy snowstorms again, because clearly it won't be good. I remember seeing a post of you with a coat on at one point. How bad was it in your apartment, dog, when you had no heat? What's the
literally
temperature got to?
It got down to like 60 something, 61, 62 around there in my apartment. And then thankfully, as soon as it hit like that 60 mark, we were like, ooh, what I'm saying? We got to throw on some layers. And then like a couple hours later, then the energy turned on, or the electricity turned on. So we were able to get heat. But bro, there were like, I don't know what it is with the heat here. There were sirens going off everywhere, like fire alarms. So because there's 5 or 6 apartments next to me, you could hear at night just wailing alarms, just beep, beep, beep. And it was crazy. Even my apartment, the alarm was going off at one point in my room in the middle of the night. And I'm like, oh my God, like here we go. And I think it was just the pipes, like the emergency pipes that have water in it for the sprinklers.
Yeah.
Those would, like, I literally saw one in our parking garage on the floor, like cut in half, like frozen.
Jesus.
Because, yeah, like as of now, I have no fire alarm in my apartment because they're frozen for the time being and they haven't fixed it yet. So it happened to a lot of apartments. Because you got to think about it, that's sitting water that just sits waiting to get dispersed. So that's going to be the first thing that freezes.
Word.
So a lot of those alarms were going off. It was crazy. But
I remember the first video you posted with the whole block just blacked out. You saw nothing.
Yeah.
These apartment buildings, and it looked crazy.
When you said that, I was like, yo, it looked like DR out there back in like the early 2000s. What the hell going on?
Yeah, and it kind of felt like you were like, how they be talking about in the third world country, you get electricity for like 3 hours and it goes away. And low key, it felt like that. Like, oh, we got electricity. It's going to go away in a little bit. Like cook or whatever you're going to do. So
you guys got an electric stove?
Yeah, we couldn't cook.
Oh, nah. My mom had asked me that. I forgot to ask you because I have an electric stove too here in the crib. So I know that struggle. Yo, when you lose power, you can't do nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, no, we had to. Bro, we went out and like literally waited like 45 minutes at a restaurant just to sit down and eat. And they were so busy that like it took us like, a total of like 3 hours waiting plus eating, like just to eat a meal. So, and then on top of that, it was like $70. So,
that's what hurt the most, the $70.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's what hurt the most, not the time. So,
3 hours, $70. I could have went to Wendy's.
Yes, exactly. But none of that stuff was open. There was no McDonald's open, none of that. So it was crazy. But let's get on to something more positive here.
I mean, going from there, you're across from Dallas Stadium. They're postponed. Like, what's going on over there? You think they got a generator over there or something?
Yo, I was looking at that too because we passed by the other day. Like, when was it? I want to say it was Wednesday when everything had calmed down. Bro, I look to my left, all their screens are black, and usually they have like the news and everything going. It's like a mini Times Square. Everything's black. Everything. I'm like, wow, so you're telling me this big ass arena don't got generators? Like, just to have on the lights? It literally looked like something out of like, I don't know, a movie where like they had ran through the city. Like, it looked like it was completely black. It looked like an abandoned building.
Come on, Mark Cuban, you gotta do better, bro. You on Shark Tank,
Right.
making that money.
Yeah, bro. Mark Cuban, if you're hearing us, which he's probably not, but you got to get a generator going in that building.
At least a little one for the screens.
Yeah, come on. So,
But
do you know how long they're postponed for? I don't even know.
Today, they postponed, I think, tomorrow, too.
Wow. Oh, man, that's sad, dog. But next week, it's in the 60s, 70s. It should be all right.
Hopefully, bro. Hopefully that don't melt. And hopefully, we won't be losing you for a few podcasts from snow and shit. I know when Chris sees anything about snow now, the weather report, he's gonna be tormented.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fly back to Florida at that point. And we're like, all right, you know what? Snow's coming. I'm out of here. I don't even want to deal with it.
It's like 80 degrees out here. I mean, just saying.
Yeah, I've heard.
That's right. But anywho, let's get into contracts, yo. Maybe if Chris would have signed this contract, wouldn't have been worried about snow. Yo, Fernando Tatis Jr., 14 years, $340 million, dog.
Yeah, I'd like to know how much of that is guaranteed money.
So I was actually looking into that, and I was telling Ethan something. So he signed with some company when he was in the minors. It is a company called, let me find the thing right now, Big League Advance. So pretty much it's like an investment company, but instead of investing in like anything else, they invest into the players. So pretty much they give the players like money and stuff to try to like help them develop and build on themselves. And pretty much if you sign a big contract to win an MVP, win a championship and stuff, they take a percentage of money from you. So apparently, if he signed the biggest payment plan with them, he'll owe them like $34 million. And they're going to get $34 million off of Fernando Tatis Jr. over the span of 14 years for doing absolutely nothing.
Nothing, yeah. Wow. So are they like his representing agent and stuff like that?
I didn't look too deep into it, but I know that he like had some contract with them when he was in the minors, so he's definitely going to pay that back.
So I'd imagine they probably gave him a couple mil though for training and him to live and stuff like that. Like I'm sure he wasn't living off of that minor league contract. So I'm sure it pays off. I'm sure he got that money back.
He still got $306 million, and with endorsements and all the things that are going to come his way, especially because I think he's a cover athlete this year. But MLB The Show, that's the $34 million right back, like nothing happened.
And I saw him on a Gatorade commercial though. He'll be all right.
So you were saying, is he worth it?
Is he worth it?
He's like a top 5 shortstop in the league right now.
Yeah.
Maybe top 3, arguable, depending on what happens.
You probably could have got away with giving him, I don't know, what is that a year? That's like 24 or 25 a year. I think you could have got away with giving him 17, 18 a year.
Yeah, 24 a year.
Yeah, I think he could have got away with 17 or 18 a year. He is young. I mean, he does have a bat. But it's also, when did you hear his name?
Like the last 2 years, maybe last year when everything blew up. Manny Machado got there, and all of a sudden the project went
exactly. So, I don't think it. I see the longevity in the contract and how like that pays off to where down the line that's not a lot of money because I'd imagine there's going to be shortstops that get paid more 10 years
Oh
from now.
yeah, Francisco Lindor even.
Yeah.
Some contract.
So, but 24 mil is a lot. That's a big risk, but I'm sure he'll get traded if he becomes dead trash, and the Yankees will take his contract and pay for it.
I mean, it's look at Robbie Cano. That's what happened to the Yankees and Cano. They were like, "Yo, we're not paying you no 10 years." What was it, like 2 something or 3 something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it happens. I mean, it's good to see a young Hispanic brother get paid. So that's what's up.
Facts, yo. Delamio got paid. That's all that mattered. You feel me? But
Some man to break me off. I'm just trying to go to DR one time.
yeah, yo. Once this blows up, we can head over there. I know some spots out there. Punta
There we
Cana,
go.
La Terrena. We can find some stuff.
There we go.
But speaking of bulk of money, can we talk about this Carson Wentz trade? Because I actually wanted to get your guys' take on this trade. So Carson Wentz got traded to the Colts for a 3rd-round pick and a 2nd-round pick that becomes a 1st-round pick if Carson Wentz plays 75% of the snaps
Okay.
for the Colts. Now the Eagles, for whatever damn reason, I'm just a messenger here. Don't get mad at me. They took on the bulk of his contract, and apparently this is like one of the biggest in history of keeping the bulk of someone's contract. So who you guys think is the winners and losers of this trade? Carson Wentz, the Colts, the Eagles, Jalen Hurts. We got some factors here. Who you think are the winners here?
I'm just gonna state a winner, and it's Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was happy as fuck when he got traded. So I'm sure he feels good that that's his team now, that's him looking forward. So that's the winner in my book. I'll let you guys decide the loser.
Either?
I'm gonna say Wentz is the winner. I mean, he finally got his old line. I mean, he got his defense. He got some weapons. I mean, I think he's gonna be pretty happy with that team. Like Chris said, the losers. I'll let y'all decide that.
So Dan, who's the loser?
I think it's the Eagles themselves. Because Jalen Hurts and Wentz, I think, do win out of this because they're both going to be starters now. Wentz gets all the things that Ethan said. You said, Jalen Hurts gets his opportunity now, and he did look pretty good last year. Hopefully, he could build some chemistry with Miles Sanders and others. But the Eagles are bugging the hell out, dog. They got they might either get a 1st-round pick, but they should know his injury history. They know he might not play 75% of the season.
Yeah.
They're only getting a 3rd, and they just kept like a crap load of his contract, and they're gonna pay this dude like he's on the team, even though he's not on the team. So,
Yeah.
What are you doing? He goes to slacking.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think about now? After that trade goes down, what happens with Sam Darnold? I know that Sam Darnold is gonna get traded. I don't know what you guys think. If that changes value at all, if it becomes a move before the Watson trade, what you guys think?
I think you definitely got to give something. You give a lot more up for Watson now. That's like for a fact. But like, how do you compare Darnold to Wentz? Like, who's the better quarterback? Because I couldn't tell. Like, they're both on kind of the same level for me. Maybe Darnold's a little better, but at the same time, Wentz won a chip. So,
and he's a big reason why they got to that championship because he playing on the MVP level before getting hurt.
And like when he's good, he's good. Like we just haven't seen that Wentz in a minute. Which it could be, an array of a lot of things around with whether it's coaching staff or the Eagles just being trash. So, I mean, what do y'all think?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, they had such bad injuries. Jack's probably was like hurt for 3 seasons. Alshon Jeffrey played like 1 season, maybe half a season. Like he had no weapons. Like who was he gonna throw to?
Word.
That's a fact.
I think the thing with Darnold, the only like big thing is the contract part. Because clearly, if you could move this dude's contract, who got a contract like he was MVP for the last 3 years, Sam Darnold, you don't really got any liability to him. So if you want to take the risk and see what happens, especially if you're like the 49, well, not the 49, could actually have a decent pick this year, but if you're one of those good teams with a crap first round pick at the end of the first round, you can take that risk and be like, yo, this pick might not be even worth anything or while, or even a second round pick. And Sam Darnold, you're not tied to him. He only has a year left. So you evaluate him, you think about what you want to do, and if you really think that could be a guy in the future, you just want to see what he's about. I think that helped a little bit for him Wentz get traded the way he did.
Yeah.
Don't know if you
So
got
you think it's gonna be like a QB swap for Darnold? Just a round pick.
I don't see the first round swap because I saw something on Bleacher Report about a Jimmy Garoppolo, Sam Darnold swap, and I was like, yo, whoever's reporting this needs to get fired, and they got to pick up Chris like this. This is ridiculous. Why in the hell would we trade away
Garoppolo? You would be upset with Garoppolo?
What has Garoppolo shown? He had an amazing defense, and he had weapons that catch the ball at 2 yards out and could take the ball 50 yards upfield like George Kittle. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I'm not sold on Garoppolo, and
I'm not sold on him either. So I just asked the question to ask it. So
word. But yeah, like there's no teams I could see. Like I don't see the Texans saying, "Yeah, we'll take Darnold and don't give us your your number 2 overall pick." Like that. Let's be realistic here. Like that's not gonna happen. And the Patriots, who the hell? You think I'm taking Cam Newton? Like you're gonna sign and trade him to us? Like hell no.
Oh no! Oh no! You seen that little TikTok? Oh no! But yeah, you got that plays in my head as soon as I hear Cam Newton.
But yeah, like we have an opportunity to draft Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, or trade for Deshaun Watson. You're telling me I'm gonna be like, oh nah, yeah, we'll take Cam Newton? Like, no, absolutely,
no.
I see.
If any,
for a pick,
you guys have what now? The 4th pick, is that what?
2 overall pick.
2 overall pick. Okay. So I mean, bro, you get Justin Fields. You can get. I feel like you got to draft Justin Fields, and then you just got to get rid of Sam Darnold. Get a couple weapons, bro. I'm sure that there's a team out there that needs a quarterback that has some weapons that they can give you guys in the draft pick for next year. So that's just how I see it. I mean, especially if you're gonna get a quarterback swap for the same kind of tier level quarterback you're gonna get. Or that you have now, like there's gonna be no big difference. So, I don't know. Are you a believer in Justin Fields?
Yeah, I do think that Justin Fields could be great, and I feel like it's gonna be the same thing that happens every single season of the black quarterback not getting enough credit, and he blows up, and then everybody's like, oh yeah, look how amazing he was, and everybody's gonna be like, they should have drafted him number 2 overall, and I'm gonna be like, well, you were the mofos that kept pushing Zach Wilson, talking about, oh, yeah, this is the next Patrick Mahomes. And, it's bound to happen, dog. Like, I see it now because this happened with Deshaun Watson. Ethan remembers. I literally wanted to draft Deshaun Watson. The Jets passed on him. Deshaun Watson becomes MVP caliber. I wanted to draft Lamar Jackson. They ended up drafting Jamal Adams, I think, that year, and Lamar Jackson becomes an MVP. I wanted to draft Patrick Mahomes. Homie wins a whole damn Super Bowl and is looking like a generational talent right now. Like, it's been an ongoing thing. I'm just like, oh, God, I'm sick of this. They better draft Justin Fields, stop playing with me.
Yeah, and I honestly, I don't know. I feel like I like Justin Fields more than I like Trevor Lawrence. I don't know. That's a bold prediction, but I feel like
bold take.
But I don't know. I'm not I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the long, luscious hair. I'm not a believer in it. Like, I like the kid. I just don't I feel like Justin Fields is probably a little bit more NFL caliber in my opinion. Like, I feel like he could take the hits. I feel like he can, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can push through more than Trevor Lawrence can in the long haul. I don't know. I feel like Trevor Lawrence is a little bit of a diva, but we'll continue on. I'm sorry.
Nah, I definitely see it because I know that a lot of people are talking about Justin Fields a lot more, like at some point of the year. But then Trevor Lawrence are like, oh, this might be the best thing since Peyton Manning and coming out of college.
Yeah. And I feel like it kind of goes back to that team though. Like that team, the Clemson team, has always been like top tier. Like
And
you put anybody in that system, like they're bound to be good if they could just throw the ball. Like if you could just throw the ball, if you can get to D1 college, get to Clemson, and be kind of accurate and have a strong arm, you should go to the NFL. Like you're definitely going to go to the NFL. Like it's just a fact of, all those weapons around them. Like, come on.
Yeah, I was gonna add to that. Like Clemson has always been decent, but the last 6 years maybe, they just been on a tear that is insane to watch. So, like you said, Chris, obviously you're gonna get the best receivers, the best running backs, the best people on offense and defense. So you should be pretty good. And if you're not, you're not making the league because clearly you got all these weapons and you can't do nothing.
Yeah. So I don't know.
But let's transition into basketball, yo. How you guys felt about that Nets Lakers game last night? Because I personally didn't watch it. I wasn't gonna waste my time.
Didn't watch it either. To be honest, I watched a little bit. Yeah, I watched the Heat game because of that. That's all I watched. So.
Yeah, I mean, how you guys feel about that game? No AD, no KD. Like, was there any point in even watching?
Nah, not really.
I saw I think storyline was like, oh, did LeBron dap up Kyrie and that's it. That's all I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't interested in that game at all. I was kind of like, whatever. And the Bucks, yo, they got smacked up by the Raptors. I was watching the end of that game. I was like, oh my God, what is going on right now? What's wrong with the Bucks? E, you want to tell the people?
5-game losing streak. They don't have Drew Holiday, and not for nothing, Giannis is not it. At least now they're showing that Giannis is just not it. He didn't deserve those 2 MVPs. Sorry to say, but he can't take over the team.
Oof. Norman Powell showed off last night too. He had like almost 30 points. I saw that. So, but yeah, why you say Giannis is not it, bro? MVP caliber. Come on now.
He just good in the paint, just like what James Harden said. If he was 6'10" and dribbling abilities and able to dunk it, it's easy. But he can't shoot for anything.
That is true.
Him and Zion Williamson, in my opinion, just copy paste. Like, there was a game. What game was that? It was a few nights ago. I think it was an ESPN game, and they showed a shot chart, and Zion Williamson had like 11 field goals in the paint and like 1 3. And I think it was a wide open 3 on that too. Like, not even like somebody in his face. So I don't know why they get so much hype. I guess the dunking and the athletic look. I don't know. I don't.
That's all it is.
I mean, Chris knows because I remember me and Chris played a lot of 2K over the summer, and he was so big on Giannis. I'm like, yo, Giannis is garbage. Like, I really don't know why 2K has him playing like this. He is not like this in real life.
Oh, man.
I mean, staying on the East, what Chris was saying about the Heat, I mean, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo was the first duo to have a triple-double. And that's a scary team. At this very moment, trying to climb up.
It was kind of a weak sauce triple-double for the both of them, but, it was a triple-double nonetheless. So, E, you think you're going to make this climb?
I hope so. I would like to see him in the playoffs. But I know you guys are Knicks fans, so Knicks have to be in there somehow, some way. But I would love to see the Heat making that 7-6 seed.
I mean, it's doable. It's not like the Knicks and the Heat both can't be in the playoffs. Like I said, we got teams like Charlotte and Atlanta that have been sliding down the standings game by game by game.
Yeah, so irrelevant question. Ethan, starting to like the Heat a little bit?
No.
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Don't play yourself.
I hate Tyler Hero. That's probably the worst player I ever seen play basketball. I hate him. Hate him with a passion.
Damn.
Okay, I don't know. For a second there, you were sounding like, you know what I'm saying? Like you might be a little fan of the Heat.
Him and Alex Caruso. I don't understand their hype.
No, Alex Caruso. That's a different hype. Tyler Hero. He made 1 big shot, 2, maybe 3 big shots, and everybody's like, oh, my God, Tyler Hero. I love your balls on my face. Wow.
Oh, man.
But that's the reality of the situation. But it is what it is. Looking at the standings that I pulled up, Miami right now is 12-17. They are a game and a half behind the Charlotte Hornets. You think they're going to be able to pull it within? I know one of you guys, I forgot which one of you guys said the Charlotte Hornets will fall out of the playoff spots. I'm not sure if it was the both of you.
Probably was.
Probably both of us, yeah.
Because I remember I said the Hawks, and now the Hawks are on a mean skid for a while as well. Go ahead.
That whole Heat to like Hornets, like, it's so weird because the Bulls don't deserve to be there. The Hawks should be higher, so is the Heat. But this year, they're not showing up.
I mean, the Heat were dealing with a lot of COVID stuff, so I'll give them that. And I've always told you the Hawks aren't like that. Trae Young gets a lot of
Hype.
Ball sack on the face hype. And, I've never been a firm, he could shoot, cool. But like I've told you guys, this dude be taking the most retarded shots I've ever seen in game. And I'm like, yo, why does he get all this praise? I don't understand it. But when J.R. Smith was pulling up for shots like this, J.R. Smith was getting killed by the media.
Maybe.
But, it is what it is. All I know is me and Chris, our Knicks, are in 7th place, and we're not even supposed to be there. We're supposed to be one of the worst teams in the league this year. But, it is what it is. Haters going to hate.
Potatoes going to potato.
Then looking to the West, you still got the Utah Jazz on a fucking tear, dog. Like, I don't know what's going on there.
Question, though. Quick question. Irrelevant question. Who had D'Angelo Russell in our league?
Not 100% sure, but I know he's out for a cool long while, and the Timberwolves being 7-22 is not going to help that situation at all either, because they ain't back being this garbage.
I picked him up, put him on the IL.
I mean, it's a good move.
Look, I feel like at the end of the season, that's going to be a good look for me, but
if he touches the court,
I don't know. It says 4 to 6 weeks he could be out. With what happened to his knee, though? I don't even know what happened.
It was like they found something in his knee and they had to remove it. But
okay, Aristopic. Okay, that's where they remove like the blood and the cartilage from your knee. It's not a major surgery.
Yeah, but they're 7-22. They're not gonna rush him back.
He'll be back.
Then you look at Anthony Davis and they wanted to rush homie back from an Achilles injury. Now we got a whole calf strain. Like,
that's true.
And like I said, the Timberwolves are 7-22. What the hell are they gonna be doing?
All right. But continue on.
Nah, yeah. How you guys feel about Golden State being 16-13, and we thought that they were just gonna be done for the year? You guys think this is scheduling helping them more, or is it just the Warriors are like that?
I got my mixed feelings. I like Chris.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of scheduling. I don't think the Warriors are like that. So,
I don't like Oubre. I feel like they got to trade him before we expect anything.
Don't even get me started on Oubre. You know how I feel about Oubre. He is a bum. I don't know why Kelly Oubre gets so much hype, dog. Like, all right, female.
Because he's pretty, right?
I was gonna say the females love this pretty boy face, but I don't understand why NBA executive. Like, I don't know if the Golden State Warriors also said, like, yo, this is a pretty dude, yo. Let me bring him on the team. Like, I don't know. Like, were they trying to replace Klay Thompson? And that's they said pretty boy is the way to go? I don't know. It is what it is.
I don't know. All I know, we traded a draft pick for him, and that was the best trade we ever made.
Yo, if y'all keep trading for draft picks, I'm gonna need a new one. I'm tired of y'all.
That team about to be nice.
Oh, God. We'll talk about this in another episode because, Thunder should be playing tonight, right? I'm not bugging it tomorrow.
Who knows?
COVID is a whole situation. But, yo, less than a minute. We'll leave it at that, guys. It's been real. Chris, glad to have you back. We'll be
glad to be back. I feel like I make short little spurts in and out. Like, I'm not liking it. I'm sorry, guys.
You good.
You got power now.
So I got power, so we back, okay? And like I said before, if you like the video, like the video.
Exactly. And remember to subscribe.
Watching the video, not liking the video. Slap the fuck up, True. Bye. Peace.